House of Representatives to admit President Tinubu in chamber for presentation of 2025 budget on Wednesday. First Lady Olorunmi Tinubu flags off support scheme for elderly citizens. Bureau of Public Procurement set to enforce compliance with Public Procurement Act.
Actually scrutinized the request and found out that graciously government has saved about $115,000.
Thanks for joining us on the News Desk at 6 on NTN 24. I am Minna Daniels. The House of Representatives has adopted a motion to admit President Bola Tinubu in its hallowed chamber for presentation of the 2025 budget estimates on Wednesday. This followed a 24-hour shift in the presentation of the budget from Tuesday to Wednesday. National Assembly correspondent Mitaire Ikben reports.
The House unanimously consented to a motion moved by the House leader and seconded by the minority leader to admit President Tinubu into the chamber to lay the 2025 appropriation bill on Wednesday. This is pursuant to Order 6, Rule 4 of the Standing Orders of the House of Representatives.
Mr. President will be coming to the chamber tomorrow for the presentation of the 2025 budget. And in view of that, it's my pleasure to announce the admittance into the chamber, the President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the Vice President, the President of the Senate, Senators of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, ministers, government officials, and other dignitaries to receive an address from the President on the 2025 budget estimates.
In other resolutions, lawmakers sought investigations into fire disasters in some markets nationwide, as well as a multi-billion naira tractor supply agreement by the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security.
A year after the agreement was signed by the National Agricultural Development Fund and the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security, no single tractor or implement has been received in Nigeria despite the huge public funds involved in this transaction.
Calls the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation to provide immediate relief materials for the victim of the fire outbreak. The Ministry of Commerce Industry to construct the market, the Lafia Modern Market, and use bond bricks to ensure fireproof.
Several establishment bills scaled second reading.
Bill for an act to establish Federal College of Entrepreneurship and Skill Acquisition, Maiduguri, Borno State, to provide full-time courses, teaching instructions and training in technology.
That's a bill for an act to provide for the upgrading of the Ehamufu College of Education into a Federal University of Education, Ehamufu, issues of local government in Enugu State, and for related matters be read for the second time.
The House passed 2 bills to amend the acts establishing the Northwest and Southeast Development Commissions. From the National Assembly, Mitaire Ikben, NTA News.
Meanwhile, Senate has passed the Nigerian Insurance Reform Bill 2024, which seeks to address contemporary challenges for growth and innovation within the industry. Among provisions in the proposed legislation is raising the capital base of insurance companies in Nigeria to 45 billion naira. The comprehensive review of the Insurance Act, as explained in the report of the Senate Committee on Banking, Insurance and Other Financial Matters, was to enable Nigeria achieve the $1 trillion economy by 2030.
The law will really help in reshaping our economy for the better. It's therefore incumbent on the authorities of every nation to recraft their legislations to go in tandem with contemporary realities. And
Senate also adopted a motion from Senator Anthony Siaka urging authorities to address incessant attacks in parts of Gombe State. Meanwhile, President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, has congratulated Lukman Nadozie and the Super Falcons for making Nigeria proud at the CAF Awards. Nigeria's leadership in fostering collaboration within the West African sub-region reinforces Nigeria's commitment to ECOWAS after fulfilling its portion of the regional bloc's levy. Garba Natala highlighted this and more takeaways contained in the communique of the recently concluded 66th ECOWAS summit in Abuja, chaired by ECOWAS chairman President Bola Tinubu.
For the first time in nearly 19 years, Nigeria has fulfilled its full payment of the Economic Community of West African States levy, contributing 85.54 billion naira and $54 million for 2023 levy and part of 2024 dues, according to the ECOWAS Commission President.
The authority directs the Council of Ministers to convene an extraordinary session during the second quarter of 2025 to consider and adopt both separation modalities and the contingency plan covering political and economic relations between ECOWAS and the Republic of Niger, the Republic of Mali, and Burkina Faso.
The communique, which accepted the exit of Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger, also notes the bloc's collective resolve to muster their strength on the principles and goals that binds the community. The authority has endorsed Nigeria's bid for a non-permanent seat on the UN Security Council for 2030-2031 term. A special tribute was paid to Ghana's President Nana Akufo-Addo and the outgoing chairperson of the African Union Commission, Musa Faki Muhammad. In Abuja, Garba Muhammad Natala, NTA News.
It is another early Christmas celebration for senior citizens across the country as Nigeria's First Lady, Oluremi Tinubu, flags off the second edition of Renewed Hope Initiative Elderly Support Scheme nationwide. Under the program, a total of 9,500 aged will each receive the sum of 200,000 naira as support from the RHI. State House correspondent Adeni Taiwo reports.
Aged and wise, but somehow feeble in strength, they represent a subset of the society who have been gracefully impacted by the withering hands of time. Their total well-being, physical, medical and otherwise, is a major concern that Nigeria's First Lady, Oluremi Tinubu, is addressing with the national flag-off of the second edition of the Elderly Support Scheme of the Renewed Hope Initiative at the Armed Forces Officers' Mess, Abuja.
This program is designed to support the welfare of our elderly citizens annually. 250 elderly citizens aged 65 and above in all 36 states of the Federation, the Federal Capital Territory, and veterans from the Defense and Police Officers' Wives Association will be benefiting from this scheme. The governing board of the Renewed Hope Initiative has decided to increase the grant from 100,000 to 200,000 this year. A total of 1,900 million naira will be disbursed across the nation.
While presenting a cash sum of 200,000 naira to some of the beneficiaries, the First Lady wished them a fun-filled Yuletide celebration and enjoined them to prioritize their well-being.
Eat well, stay hydrated, do little exercise like walking and getting adequate rest. Spend quality time with loved ones and do what you enjoy and makes you happy.
The Armed Forces community, led by the Minister of State for Defense, Bello Matawale, is happy at our unwavering commitment to the cause of the vulnerables, particularly the veterans.
We are going to support this program yearly. Ama has already made her own budget for 250 elderly persons, but we are adding more 250.
where no one is left behind in an aging world which is inspiring and worthy of emulation.
Today's event is more than just a gesture of goodwill, but a reminder that your efforts and commitment for a better Nigeria is not forgotten.
Apart from offering free medical services to some of the senior citizens, the scheme, under the Social Investment Program of RHI, also provided free food items. From the Armed Forces Officers' Mess, Abuja, Adeni Itaiwo, NTA News.
Similarly, in Gombe State, wife of the governor, Asma'u Inuwa Yahaya, assured the elderly of federal government's commitment towards a better life for elderly citizens. This was during the flag-off of the second edition of the Renewed Hope Initiative Elderly Support Scheme in Gombe State. Zara Omar Adamu reports.
Themed Total Wellness, Happy, Healthy and Prosperous Lifestyle, the second edition of the Renewed Hope Initiative Elderly Support Scheme in Gombe State will reach out to 250 beneficiaries with the aim of supporting welfare of the elderly. In addition, free medical checkups and other sundry items will be provided.
The governing board of the Renewed Hope Initiative has decided to increase the grant from 100,000 to 200,000 this year. I congratulate all our senior citizens who have been selected as beneficiaries.
Beneficiaries said the grant has come at the right time when most of them are affected by the current economic realities.
Grateful to God for this great day, that I've seen a great favor from God through our dear mother, Mrs. Remi Tinubu. May God bless her.
We pray for them every blessing day by the name of Jesus. Then after that, any person will get this money, make it try to do better thing to himself.
Economic empowerment remains a core goal of the Renewed Hope Initiative of Senator Remi Bola Tinubu. Zara Umar Adam, NTA News.
The Bureau of Public Procurement, BPP, says it is set to intensify enforcement and compliance with the provisions of Public Procurement Act by ministries, departments and agencies, MDAs. Director General of the BPP, Adebowale Adedokun, who briefed State House correspondents, said the agency is set to vigorously implement President Tinubu's administration's resolve to ensure accountability, delivery and value for public funds and capital projects. The Director General of BPP has streamlined its processes to monitor compliance, keep record of performance and report weekly to the President.
There's no reason why we can't achieve 100% budget implementation. If we are very clear, if we are very direct, if we are very pragmatic on how we want to implement projects. If for us to also ensure that these MDAs are put on their toes, that is, BPP should ensure timely reports to FEC, timely reports to the various key government functionary that monitors performances.
He also revealed efforts to ensure proper scrutiny in the negotiation for the Presidential Power Initiative Siemens project, just approved by the Federal Executive Council.
We actually scrutinized the request and found out that graciously government has saved about $115,000 through a negotiation. So that's a plus already. In just within these 2 weeks, we went into deep review and negotiation, and they saw the benefits. So these are the kind of things that money would naturally have gone into that contract without anybody doing anything about it. But we have been able to say no. We are working for the interest of Nigeria. You must come down from your initial price based on our price intelligence.
This is the News Desk Cassis on NTA News 24. Do stay with us for more stories right after this break.
From the creeks of the Niger Delta through the breathtaking scenery of the plateau. In noonday and nighttime, we set out to bring to you captivating stories that evoke your emotions. For fascinating documentaries and reports on day-to-day issues with expert analysis, tune in to NTA News 24, DSTV Channel 419, GoTV Channel 26, StarTimes Channel 101 and 433, and Free TV Channel 703.
Thanks for joining us again. Vice President Kashim Shettima was a ceremonial guest at the Holy Mosque of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, in Medina, Saudi Arabia. State House correspondent Abdurrahman Jibrila reports that the Vice President also visited the Shuhadahu Uhud and Quba Mosque.
A rare opportunity for Muslims to access the Rauda inside the Prophet Mosque in Medina, and Vice President Kashim Shettima, for the first time as the #2 citizen, visited the holy city to pray for Nigeria's success in fighting its challenges, a sight that draws millions of Muslims seeking divine intervention, peace and a profound connection with Allah. Mount Uhud is very sacred, as Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, used to love this mountain so much. Vice President Kashim Shettima visited the field and offered prayers. Quba Mosque is another place the Vice President visited, offering 2 units of prayers for national prosperity and growth. The historic visit, Vice President Kashim Shettima expressed gratitude for this opportunity to visit the sacred locations. From Medina, Abraham Jibrila, NTA News.
Lagosians have highlighted top priorities of their needs as a team led by the personal assistant to the President on Constituency Affairs, Khadija Tomotayo Karim, engages critical stakeholders in the state on how to cascade various interventions of the federal government to develop the people at the grassroots. Some of the requests at the engagement include the provision of affordable housing, good road network, result-oriented youth and women engagement with financial inclusion, as well as tackling food insecurity. For the visiting team, the message is of clear hope that Nigeria is just passing a phase that will herald greatness, as Mr. President is passionate about fixing a country that works for all.
Markets, men and women, that they need less than 250, 500 to add to their business, and they can turn around to millions. But to access these funds, there are a lot of protocols that they cannot meet.
In Southwest, all local government chairmen should have cultivate farm, encourage people to go into farming.
Mechanized agriculture in the Southwest is one of the solution to our problems in the Southwest.
None of the equipment used by persons with disability are being produced in Nigeria, they are imported. But the barrier on it is a custom duty.
I am proud of the development I see in Lagos State. Thank you, Mr. Governor. You are indeed a Akorede of our time. Mr. President is committed to supporting the growth and development of Lagos State. Mr. President recognized the importance of infrastructure development in driving economic growth and improving the quality of life. And that is why Mr. President is committed to completing ongoing projects in Lagos State.
The President said he's also expected to meet with Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu and major traditional rulers to deliver President Tinubu's message. And to eliminate the gaps in information system, guests on Good Morning Nigeria are advocating a robust, defined mechanism that will promote the development of Nigeria and project its image positively to the global community. The guests who are speaking on the proposed National Information Policy on Good Morning Nigeria. Alika Manachi Arua reports.
Guest on Good Morning Nigeria advocates investing in infrastructure and technology as an enabler and content as a window to promote Nigeria's internal and external image positively and not negatively. They called on governments at the subnationals to adopt the proposed national information policy and domesticate it to strengthen their own information system.
The information policy has some clearly defined objectives. Everything must be in place, the infrastructure, or rather the structure, as well as the personnel, all the requirements that can facilitate smooth communication system in and out of Nigeria need to be in place.
They also stressed the need for harmonization of the information sectors and subsectors for proper coordination and implementation of the policy.
Everybody would be involved. In fact, the citizens are also going to be involved. And this, you know, is one of the tenets of democracy.
We have actually come up with a website which is actually managed by the ICT department in collaboration with us. And at the same time, the State Cultural Estate is very prepared. Like I said earlier on, we have information centers across the state. We have information officers in almost all MBAs.
For proper understanding, the guest says the proposed national information policy is a policy, not law, and subject to 5 years periodic review. In Abuja, Alika Okpanachi, Arua, NT News.
The Environmental Health Council of Nigeria, ECAN, has signed a memorandum of understanding with Society for Environmental Health of Nigeria, Environmental and Public Health Association of Nigeria, and West African Health Examination Board, aimed at closing the gaps in environmental health sustainability and the harmonization of public health practices front under one mega body known as Environmental Association of Nigeria. Registrar Environmental Health Council of Nigeria, Baba Yakubu Mohammed, said the synergy via the MOU will cement relationships and benefit environmental stakeholders in the long run.
Environmental health is a global profession, and what really makes up a profession is the three structure. The council as a regulator is here. Then also today, we are happy to sign MOU with the Research, Development and Innovation arm of the profession.
Environmental health, public health are very wide area that no one person can comprehend.
It has become imperative to have a mega body that is going to unite and create a common front in the field of practice of environmental health.
It is believed that the MOU will bring stakeholders up to speed with emerging trends given the dynamics of environmental practice. The power of culture was on full display as the Federal Ministry of Arts, Culture, Tourism and Creative Economy, in collaboration with UNESCO, hosted the World Culture Day and the World International Day for Monuments and Sites in Abuja with the theme, Our Shared Stories, Celebrating Together. Donald Aderie was there.
Culture is a microcosm of society that shapes one's identity. From the north to the east, west and south, Nigeria is home to diverse cultures that ooze beauty, glamour, strength, aura, and excellence.
In a world in which a greater percentage of the conflicts are characterized by a cultural dimension, it is of crucial importance to enhance our efforts to promote and increase tolerance among different cultures in our quest to advance peace, progress, and stability in our communities.
We are gathered here today not only to celebrate culture, but also reflect on our national life and explore ways of telling the Nigerian story through art, culture, tourism, and the creative economy. And this captures the themes of this year, our shared stories, celebrating together.
So what makes culture so special? Is it the attires? Is it the food? Or is it just the music and dance? For the likes of Chika and Joseph, culture is simply a way of life.
Sometimes I'll sit down and imagine something, and at the end of the day, I'll be able to bring it out. Actually, that is what motivated me. And Nigeria is blessed with diverse, culture, a lot of culture. So it gives us room to play with a lot of things.
As a Yoruba woman, I love the culture and the music, their dressing. Like, it's just so superb. Like, when you see Yoruba people, you just know that yes, these are Yoruba people. They're like different. The aura is just different.
But the major thing that stands out for me as an Idoma man, and that makes us carry us with this much pride, and not in a bad way though, it's our food. Our food makes us stand out. The Oko soup, like it's called, Olokoho.
The World Culture Day and the World International Day for Monuments and Sites is an annual event commemorated by UNESCO and several nations worldwide. In Abuja, Daniel Aderiye, NT News.
And that's News Desk at 6 on NT News 24. Thanks for your company. I am Nina Daniels.